Hi, and welcome to the Preps Plus podcast. We're on episode 33, a long ways in, and just about everyone, brought to you by Sterling Auto Group. So go visit them. We'll talk a little bit about the Central 2B. It looks like Winlock's locked in there as the 6th seed, and Kalama, I believe, is pretty safe at the 7th seed, though there are still some factors that can play into that and kind of unseat them there. They just took a win tonight against Wahkiakum. The Monarch boys, Mark Morris boys, are tied in the Greater St. Helens League 2A with Columbia River, and it seems as though those two will share the league crown, and Mark Morris continues their streak. This will be, I believe it's 18 straight years that they've either won the GSHL 2A outright or shared the title with another team. Woodland's still duking it out for a playoff seed. It looks like they could be in the pigtail game or take the 4th seed, the pigtail game being the 5th seed. Kelso boys, Friday at Prairie. We will be covering that game. I will be there, and that'll be one that decides the league. Kelso is just on a roll. They look all but unstoppable right now, and they are really fun to watch. They move the ball well. Love watching Shaw Anderson get a clear route to the basket because he's taking it in there with two hands, and that gets the gym real fired up. It's fun to watch. Gets coaching staff fired up, and for as far as what it does for their team too, it'll demoralize the other team as well. So, and that's always powerful in basketball, really in any sport, but definitely in basketball when so much relies on rhythm and that sort of thing. So, still some basketball to be played. We're entering playoff time. We'll talk more about that soon, and we're going to have several playoff-related articles coming out in the next couple days. Looks for the prep tip-off, which talks about some of the glue guys and a gal, Kalina Makiiwi over at Mark Morris. For Kelso, we got Anders Gamble and Mark Morris. There's really two there, in my opinion. The story is going to focus on Tanner Valancourt, who gets more of the playing times, is a little bit more of a scoring threat than Dawson Fritz. But, man, Fritz is also, he's just really fun to watch. The guy gives it all out there. You'll see him, diving into the stands just to close a passing lane, bat a ball. The guy can't say enough good things about the guy. He really can't. So look for that. It's very interesting. A couple good quotes, and more than a couple good quotes in that one. And on that note, we're going to jump into our interview this week with Mark Morris girls, Madison Mosier. She's just lighting things up, part of a three-headed monster there with Alexis Troy and Libby Bartleson. And Mark, the girls are really on a roll. They just took down Washougal, who has Beyonce B, spelled like Beyonce Bay, if you're confused about that. She's got her sister, who's a freshman, and I believe the sister's about 6'1". They look about the same height, and the sister might be even better than she is now in a year or two. So taking down them is a real big deal, and I think that speaks to the progress that the Mark Morris girls have had and sustained, and definitely to the coaching ability of Sean Atkins. So we're going to jump into that. Again, thanks to Sterling Auto Group, and hope you enjoy it. All right, I'm here with Madison Mosier, Mosier, moving too fast here. Mark Morris guard, leading scorer, I believe, although you, Alexis and Libby are kind of about pretty equal, I think, last I
Yeah.
checked. So first off, we were just talking about the Washougal game, kind of how important that was, and you were saying that you wanted to win for yourselves. Talk about the emotions that went in before the game and especially after the game.
Before the game, we kind of had a talk that usually on senior night, teams tend to not play as well because there's a lot of distractions.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of had a little huddle and focused up and said that this game is really important for us to win, especially because we hadn't beaten them in a long time, and that was, that one game that was really important for us. And the cool part about it in the game, I thought, was, especially on senior night, every senior got to play, so they got to come in the end when you're up by a lot, so that was really cool.
Okay. And I mean, it wasn't super close. You guys beat them by double figures, and
Yeah.
how was it? Was it even more enjoyable to have a win that wasn't that close?
I mean, yeah, it was a pretty close game throughout until the very end when we kind of pulled away, but yeah, that was more exciting, I guess, just to kind of, especially because that's how it went the other way at their place, so it's kind of nice to give it back to them.
Okay. You guys have had success everywhere on the floor. Obviously, as far as jump shots, that's your specialty. And driving. I've seen you make some really nice plays there. Then with Libby and Alexis in the post, I'm not sure, obviously, Beyonce Bay and her sister, who I still can't believe is a freshman because she looks about the same size, they've been pretty dominant, but incorporating your presence as far as shooting goes, girls like Kalina, who can play excellent defense and do all the little things, I think it's fair to say you guys are one of the more deadly teams. Washougal will get lots of, attention, but do you guys feel like the underdogs with that?
A little bit. I think sophomore year, especially, we were the underdogs, and then people kind of knew, okay, now we're kind of the team to beat.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I don't know, I think we sometimes get in our heads a little bit that we have all this talent, and we know we have all this talent, and sometimes we don't want to work very hard, but when we work hard and apply our talent and our work ethic, like I know we can, then we're a pretty good team.
Okay.
So.
And one game that I saw you guys play, at least the final quarter, was Kelso, and that was one. I mean, they're good in a 3A league, and you guys were able to beat them. And also, I think for me, what's most impressive about how you guys did it was, you guys continued to scrap. It was a close game, went down to the wire, and then pulled away in like the final 2 minutes there.
Yeah.
In games like that, especially when hey, it's do or die, what kind of emotions are there for you, and what do you see from the team in situations like that?
Pretty much we just keep telling each other that we can't let up, and I know especially games like that there's going to be a lot more games like that in districts where they're going to be close, and it comes down to the last quarter, like a lot of our games have been recently, which is very important to push through in that last quarter, and I think we've been executing pretty well so far. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm thinking. I don't know.
No, it's no problem. You guys entering districts, and obviously everybody wants to be at state.
how much do you feel like those games prepare you for situations like that? And especially as far as that confidence factor. Like, hey, we've been here against a good team. We know what we can do. So we're not going to be rattled when, say you do make it to state.
Yeah. Well, I think for us, it's kind of an eye-opener when we played WF West.
Mm-hmm.
We just got killed, and that was also one of the games I think we didn't play with our talent. We played kind of like we knew we had talent instead of applying it to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, teams like that, we're going to play more teams like them. They're obviously very, very good, but coming into districts, and if we are to make it to state, there are going to be a lot harder games, and that's when we have to stay focused. And sometimes we struggle, and Sean says this too a lot, we struggle playing the full 32 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a really good first half or a really good second half, and sometimes it's just not enough. So we have to, I think we're getting better at it for sure. We've gotten a lot better at, especially the Washougal game, just playing the full game at our best potential.
Okay. And kind of something you touched on a little bit there, in a way. Basketball is very much a quarterly game.
Yeah.
And so, do you feel like you guys in the fourth quarter play your best, or is there, over the course of a season, have you noticed any trends within, Mark Morris girls basketball?
Actually, last year, it was the third quarter for us that always got to us. We didn't play well at all in the third quarter, and this year we remind ourselves over and over again that we have to, not let that happen to us. I think it's just, the second half, we're tired, we get a break, and then, I don't know, I guess we're just not ready.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
we keep reminding ourselves, like, we do this dumb little thing in the second half where we, like, chant third quarter over and over again, like, we're gonna go play better in the third quarter this time.
Okay. And something transitioning to kind of off season is for you. Really, there's no off season. You're at Roots, and
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of your team is there. I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How many? You guys have 4 starters that go to Roots, right?
4, yeah.
Okay. What does that do for you guys as far as just building chemistry?
I think it does a lot, especially this summer. I think helped a lot because we traveled together. We went to California, and I don't know, and we also have classes together, and we're all really good friends on and off the court, and I don't think that'll change after basketball season. So team chemistry, I think, is really important, especially, if someone makes a mistake, especially me and Kaylina, like, I know I can kind of get on her, and she'll be okay with that, and vice versa. But we also know, like, maybe if someone doesn't take criticism too well, we know how to talk to them and take care of that.
Okay. How much different is AAU ball from high school ball, in your opinion?
It's pretty different, especially because, I don't want to say it in a bad way, but
Go for it.
just because, like, you have, I don't know, like, I played with Desi and
Right.
Macy Elliott, all those girls, they're very, very good players, especially at their own schools.
Mm-hmm.
So playing with them is obviously very fun, and I think you play better teams too in
Right.
AAU. So I think it kind of gets you prepared for high school basketball. Not that it'll be worse, but just that you kind of know what to expect competition-wise.
Right. It seems like the best of the best from a team, school's team
Mhm.
usually ends up going to AAU,
Yeah,
and especially Roots since they've been around.
yeah, for sure. Well, we played, I can't even remember how many times, maybe 2 or 3 times we played the girls from WF West. And they were closer games than our high school game, but still, a lot of us knew, like, oh, you have to watch out for that girl, just playing them in AAU, so.
Gotcha. You get a feel early.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Going back to the high school game with girls like Kalina, everybody has that player that might not rack up a lot of points, but does all the little things really well.
Mm-hmm.
What do girls like that mean to a team?
It was very, very important, especially, I remember the Woodland game. I think it was a really close game. We were down by 3 going into the fourth quarter. And her energy on defense, she got a couple steals, and it just, I don't know about other teams, but for us, we build off of each other's energy. So when one person does really well, then we all start to do really well, and we feed off of that. So, she can be a game changer for us, good or bad, but especially when she picks up fouls, which she tends to do a lot, but...
Sean was saying he doesn't think there's been many games. There's maybe one game where she hasn't finished with at least 3 fouls.
Yeah,
right?
last game she only had 2, I think. I think that's a record, but she's a great defender, and her energy is very important for us and our team.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I had for you.
Okay.
Thanks for doing this with us. And
yeah, thank you.
Thanks to Sterling Auto Group, and we'll see you guys next time.